Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts.
Hey guys, I just wanted to hop in and say this is going to be a voiceover video on this Luvme Hair wig, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright, so right here I am just giving you guys like a view of the wig, and I do want to say I've had this wig for 6 months and I wear it like on and off pretty frequently, I would say, kind of, but it also kind of has been sitting in my little like hair box for probably like a good month, because when I wear it you can tell by how it's stretched out. Like, I've been wearing it in like a half up, half down. So yeah, that's why it looks like that, just because it hasn't been, anything's been done to it. But you guys will see later on in the video how I, fix it up. Alright, so let's get into supplies. So I have the Dark and Lovely in the $3.96 and the Dark and Lovely in the, I couldn't see it because the box was torn up, but it was just like red. And then I have 2 of these conditioners for the hair because it's been a while since they had any type of anything. And don't forget your aluminum foil because I'm going to try to do some highlights. I started off with the blonde box, so this is me just showing you what was inside of it. So this is me just moving around the pieces of the hair, kind of making sure they're going to be where I want them to be before I start pulling the highlighted pieces out. And because I am doing bangs on this headband wig, that's why you see me pulling it to the front. All right, so here you see me actually pulling out the pieces I want to be highlighted. Yes, I know that it's not really how you do highlights, but I was trying to do it quick and fast, and so I just kind of pulled out the pieces that I wanted to be highlighted, and some in the bangs, some in the back, not a whole lot. I didn't want like a lot of highlights. I mostly just wanted them in the front. So yeah. Because I am extra, I have decided mid-hairstyle that I am going to take this back half and I'm going to dye it blonde. So I will have highlights in the front, blonde in the back. It's a lot. And then I end up doing something else, adding something else to it. So yeah, just stay tuned. It does end up cute. So that's really all that matters, right? This is me trying to brush out the hair. Don't know what made me try to do that. You'll see shortly that I quickly gave this idea up just because once the dye stuff like gets on the hair, it's going to be so much more manageable. Yeah, would have cut down on the shedding that I get, but I wasn't really that pressed about shedding, so it is what it is. Finally, we are getting to the actual part where we're going to be dyeing it. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my gloves. I really don't like to use gloves that often just because I'm just lazy like that. But you should use gloves because you will get your hands burned. So put them gloves on. I went ahead and mixed the ingredients off camera, and I'm going to start in the front of the hair. You will see that I'm trying to put a lot but a little because I got to make it spread like through all the pieces I need, but you also need to make sure the hair is saturated as much as you could spare. I am starting at the roots because that's usually what you would do on your normal head, but obviously my mannequin head, she ain't giving off no heat, so that was pretty unnecessary. So start off the ends if you want, whatever, it doesn't particularly matter. And that's what I'm going to do here. And then I also, later on, you will see I am going to use aluminum foil. So that also helps with getting the hair to lighten a little bit. I don't want to say better, but probably better. It doesn't have to be neat. I've heard before, like, you're not supposed to, like, just crunch it up, but this isn't like my actual hair, and curly hair is so forgiving, and I'm doing so many colors that I just really didn't. And I'm lazy when it comes to this hair stuff. It's my hair too. Like, maybe if I was doing somebody else's hair, I wouldn't scrunch it up, but my hair, I'm just gonna scrunch it up and keep it moving. Now we are going to start on the back, and I'm just going to squeeze as much as I can out of this bottle for the back and saturate it as much as I can the same way I did at the top, and then I'm going to wrap it in foil. Here I have it sectioned off kind of like in fours. If you can see that, like those two back pieces that are in ponytails are going to be the high color highlights, which you'll see in a minute. And then the top part that's just kind of out is going to be this red box dye, which I show right here. So I do two reds, and this came from my last video, but I'll link it in the description box below. And then obviously you need 40 volume you need developer, not 40 volume, but any developer. Again, I mix the red box dye off camera. So it's really the same process as before. I am just going to make sure that I saturate the hair as much as I possibly can. And that's what you'll just see in the next few clips. And I think that I probably won't jump back in to say this, but at one point you will see those blonde pieces. When I am applying the red hair dye, I try to go over the roots a little bit on the highlighted pieces, like where it's still out. I'm literally pointing on my phone, but there's nobody here to see it. But yeah, on the roots a little bit, just because I didn't want those to be too blonde, and I feel like the blonde had kind of went to more pieces than I wanted. So you will see that later in the video, but just make sure you pay attention to the roots when you're dyeing your hair, because when you do the blonde and the curly hair and it's all frizzy, it's kind of like the dye gets a little bit of everywhere. So just to kind of make it more, even, I guess, make sure you like pay attention to the roots so that they're not getting too blonde. And then like right here, I feel like is a good image of how saturated you want it to be. You want it to have like a white film over it when you're dyeing the hair. Here I took out some extra pieces because I had like kind of a lot of red left, so I didn't want to waste it. So I kind of just split up some more pieces for that dark red in the front. You can't really see it right now, but I have the other hair that's going to be the L'Oreal high color. I have that in a separate ponytail. This is what I was talking about when I say just kind of like put it a little bit over the roots, because did you see how like kind of orange they were? So I just make sure you kind of blend it in a little bit. Here you will see me taking this red bottle of hair dye. It's empty. And then I took half of that L'Oreal High Color, and the color I believe is red. And I put a little bit of that. I filled it up, like I said, I used like half of the tube. Then I filled the bottle up halfway with developer and shook it up because I wanted to have the same, wow, drop that all over my floor, have the same consistency as the dye did, so liquidy a little bit. After I finished applying this, I put a bag over it. I only let it sit for about 20, max 25 minutes, just because I had already had that blonde wrapped up for probably 10 minutes. 10 or 15 minutes it took me to like apply all the rest of this. So just make sure that you kind of don't leave it on too long, just because you don't want to completely kill the curl pattern. Right here, I am going ahead and removing that foil, and this is the moment where I realized it wasn't going to be the blonde I'd hoped for, but I was like, okay, it's kind of orange. I could possibly make that work, you know? See, I'm like, and then it just looks like such like just a big patch right there, looking at it right now. And the back didn't get as, well, I guess it kind of did get as orange as the top, but I kind of wanted it to be a little bit brighter than that since it is way in the back, but it's fine like that. I know sometimes when you're doing multiple colors, people like to like wash it out in sections, but I wasn't worried about the red running into the orangey blonde. So that's why you just see me kind of like washing it any type of way. I believe this shampoo is the Aussie Miracle Moisture, if I'm not mistaken. So here I'm just showing you again the olive oil conditioning treatment, and then that purple one was the one that came with the box dye. This is kind of what it's looking like. Actually, here's where I kind of was starting to be like, oh, actually, it's actually pretty cute. Now I'm going to take the time to brush through the hair because it's a lot easier than before when it was all crazy and matted up. So yeah, I'm just sitting here and I'm just brushing through it, and then after I do this, I am going to put a bag over it and leave it on there for about 20 minutes. I just want to show you guys a little bit of the shedding I got from brushing through it, which is pretty normal because it hadn't been brushed or washed in a while. I'm going to be using the Bella Curls Curl Defining Cream, and honestly, I personally don't like this product at all. It leaves this like greasy kind of like residue on the hair, and it makes the hair look fake to me, and I don't know, I just don't like how it feels. I don't like how it looks. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, you might like your hair to look kind of shiny slash greasy. And here I am just twirling a little bit. I did do that with like a few pieces. I kind of just was sporadic with it. I didn't like do the whole head though. Finally, we have arrived at the fun part, which is putting the wig on. I believe that I did blow dry it like just in the slightest bit before putting it on, just because I didn't want it to be soggy on my head, you know what I mean? And here I am trying to separate my front pieces from my back. I wanted to do those two side pieces. I still wanted to use those, but I wanted those to kind of be like fade pieces, like the bangs kind of like fade into there. and this part is the part where I kind of wanted it to be shorter. So you're just going to see me doing a lot of adjusting of the wig and trying to figure out how to make the band stay under and figuring out how I want the bangs, and then we'll get into the cutting. Why do I look like somebody's bad child with these scissors? I did just go super crazy and I just cut it. I tried to keep it longer than my eyebrows, kind of like to my nose. And here I'm laughing because I kind of look like, what's that guy's name? Rick James. I look like freaking Rick James right here, bro. To further prove I don't know what I'm doing, here is me trying to do an angled cut to like get layers. I guess in the end it did work out, so maybe just do what I do. I'm not sure. Maybe not on your real hair. But yeah, just try to cut at an angle if that's even really what I'm doing. All right, so just cut to your liking and make sure you get the bangs and add some layers into there. But when you are blow drying your hair, just make sure you do it with your head upside down because it gives it so much more volume. And other than that, guys, let's go ahead and get into this finished look. See you guys there. All right, guys, so this is the finished product. I feel like the highlights came out better than expected. I actually like them better now that they're orange. Because I feel like the orange and the red kind of is a vibe. And then let me show you guys the back. I did have my mom cut the back. I did the sides as you guys saw in the video, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but that bottom portion has like a little orange, but then it also has this like red, this like more red than this. So this up here was the box dye, and it looks really brown sitting here on camera, but in real life it's really more like, not in real life, in the sunlight it's more red. But if I get close, you guys can kind of see. And look at my makeup. Hey. Wow, serving. Don't think the eyebrows isn't giving, sweetheart, because it was giving. Anywho, so yeah, I had to do I think I cut a little bit more off camera, because like with the bangs, I had to cut a few of these top pieces a little bit shorter than this because I wanted it to be like still to like cover up my eyebrows, but I also wanted it to have some like type of volume. And yeah, I actually think it came out good. I feel like, to me personally, cutting curly hair is a little bit easier just because I feel like you have more like room to kind of, I don't want to say mess up, but like I really kind of did chop these bangs a little janky. And the back part, if you can tell, I can't even see the back, but if you can, it's kind of janky back there too. I feel like you see this like boop, boop, but if you kind of just, and yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's cute, and I really am. These are supposed to be highlights, but as you can see, I kind of grouped it really close together, like especially on the top part, but whatever. I ain't tripping. I like it so much, especially in the bangs, a little pop. And like I said, I like it better that it's orange and not blonde. Sorry, like I was saying, my boyfriend had just walked in, but yeah, so what was I saying? You can cut it, gives you leeway. I like the highlights. A lot of people thought, like, not a lot of people, like, come on girl, relax, but a few people thought this was my actual hair. So I feel like that's a compliment, you know, but it's not. But I did want to come and do like a 6-month update type of thing and let you guys kind of like see the wig. And the only pieces, I mean, really, I feel like the hair is still pretty much intact. I feel like it looks really frizzy because I keep doing a lot of that and pulling, and because I really like big hair and I want it to be really big. So yeah, But I really like it. I feel like it came out good. Sometimes I like to tuck these pieces back a little bit, but I feel like as a review for the hair in general, I feel like it's really good quality hair. Like for the price I paid for this, and I mean it is a headband wig. I don't know if I said that. I do have another video that I'll try to either link in the description box or something like that. And I think I have the specs on it because I definitely cut it a lot. Like it was probably like this long, and I like chopped it all up and did all the layers. But I'm sorry y'all that I keep saying I'm sorry. I'm gonna work on it. But I think that overall it came out good, and I feel like the hair kept intact for all that I'm doing to it. I mean, I didn't do any major bleaching, but even for these pieces that are like that were like I think that it was like the brightest blonde box dye that they had, I feel like even for that it still came out like really cute, and the curls held up. Like I feel like if the curls look better on the first day, because I'm filming this like days after I did it, but so that's why the curls are kind of like extra frizzy and like look extra worn out. I done wore this wig somewhere and a couple places, so yeah, she done been used, and so that's why she kind of looks like that. The only thing I kind of don't like is this flat part up here. I ain't really sure how to make that, but I feel like if I had a pick, but I don't have a pick. So yeah, if you were thinking about getting hair from this brand, I have like 3 or 4 different wigs, and all of them they're all good. I mean, of course this sheds because it's curly hair, but overall I feel like that's to be expected. Any hair, to me, you can expect it to shed, but it came out good, and their hair is pretty good and it's a good price. I know right now, I don't know if they'll still be doing it by the time I release, but make sure you follow them because they do have a lot of sales like randomly. Like I know right now while I'm filming this on Thursday the 18th, they do have like a buy one get one free sale going. So they do like this hair is good quality, and for the price, like I said, they do a lot of sales. They have that buy one get one free on like different wigs, and it's not just the headband wigs. I do want to try other types of wigs they have. I know that my mom, I think, actually got like a closure wig maybe, but she be getting the closure, then she don't want the closure, then she turn to a visible part and have leave out and all this other stuff. So I don't really know, but I feel like the hair in general is good quality, so I wouldn't assume that the other wigs would be bad quality. But I do plan on doing another video on some more of their wigs. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can catch when they're doing this buy one get one free sale. I would love that, but that's probably wishful thinking. But like I said, they have sales all the time, and Black Friday is coming up. So, but I do have another hair video that I'm going to be doing soon, so just stay tuned for that. And this is this hair, so I hope you guys like it. And I will, and I'll leave a link in the description box, like if I can find this wig, or if I can find a similar headband wig like this, then yeah, I'll try to do that. And then I do have another headband wig, but it's like a short one, but I kind of want to do bangs. You know, girl like to get spicy with the bangs. So I don't know, I might do that. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you have any specific wigs from Luvme Hair that you guys are trying to try out and you're not sure about, send it to me. I'm gonna try, you know, if I see them in time and all that good stuff, then I will try to do that for you guys. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.